The husband obsession is back. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kira Alexis, if you didn't know. And today I am very excited because we are reading some new releases. So our very first book is going to be You Belong With Me by Vari McFarlane. I am so excited for this book because one, this cover is so freaking cute and I'm obsessed with it already. I read the prologue in the car before I came and talked to you guys and sat down and said we're gonna read this. But I just think this book is gonna be very good. I know Haley Pham absolutely loves Vari's books, so I'm hoping I'm going to too. Let's pull up Fable. I want to see. I know they have similar ratings to Goodreads, and we'll go with the tried and true. I will go onto Goodreads right now. I am trying to switch over to Fable, so if you guys want to check out my Fable account, then you should. But right now I'm going to search up her book on Goodreads, so You Belong With Me, which is a new release. I was very excited to see in the bookstore, and I just think the pink cover is so freaking cute. A little bit terrified. I think it might be a second book, but I think I can read it without. Can I? Uh-oh. It doesn't say on the back that it's a sequel, so I didn't think it was a sequel. But I'm looking at this and I'm just wondering, I don't have anybody to ask an opinion, do you guys think I can read this without reading the first one? Do I want to go and buy the other book tomorrow? I think I'm just going to read it. Even though I haven't read the first one, which I know you guys are like, Kira, that's not, I don't know if you can do that. But I don't know. I just think I am going to. On the back of the novel, it says, internationally best-selling author Vari McFarlane delivers a charming, hilarious, and heartfelt new novel about a woman adjusting to life in the spotlight when she begins a relationship with a famous actor. I thought it was the first book. Cross your fingers. I think this is going to be a 4-star book. I'm hoping it's going to be a 5-star, but I won't be surprised if it was just a 4-star because, as we can see, I didn't read the freaking first book in this series. I still think it's gonna be cute. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine. It's not criminal. It's not illegal. So I'm just gonna read it, even though I haven't read the first book. Why, hello there. So I not forgot to update you guys, but I didn't want to update you guys until I had something to say. And now that we are reading, and I am almost, I think, just about halfway, at least the book looks about halfway. There are 360 pages, and I'm on page 148. I picked a little cutie pink outfit. I don't know if you guys can see past the, there we go. The jean effect with the cute little, I don't know, it feels fall, but it also is pink, so it went with You Belong With Me, which is by Vari McFarlane. I pronounced her name wrong when I introduced the book. I think on the podcast, I introduced her book wrong when I was doing my little TBR for November. I introduced it wrong, so I called her Mari McFarlane, but it's Vari McFarlane, so excuse my wrong pronunciation. I am actually really loving this book. I'm finding it hard sometimes. There are some parts that my brain for some odd reason doesn't want to I don't know if it's pay attention to or just doesn't want to read. I'm having to really focus. It's you're reading and then you're not picking up on the information. She has so many good things to say that I feel the lines are hitting me again and again. And the fun thing about this book is the fact that it feels so real. Everything in this book feels other than the fact that she's, actually, no, it's not, because she could be dating an actor. She could just be a normal girl dating an actor. That happens all the time. That literally happens on a daily day basis. Not a daily day basis, but it happens around the world, is what I'm trying to say. If that makes sense. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know if I'm doing that very well, but you know what I mean. There are situations and stuff going on right now, and her problems and the daily day stuff is so real. I feel like I'm listening to someone tell me a story, and I absolutely love her writing. The only thing that's knocking this down and making it a little bit confusing for me is the fact that this is a second book, like the book that was the first one in this, like duology. It was published in 2015, so it was published a long time ago, and obviously on the back it doesn't say it's a sequel, so I just assumed it was like her newest release and it was just one of those standalone books, but no, it's not. So very interesting. I would have liked to read Who's That Girl first. If I had known the premise of the book, I probably would have, and if I knew this was a sequel, I probably wouldn't have bought it first, because this is my first Mari McFarlane book. So I feel like, obviously I'm going to read her other books because I actually really love her writing, but it makes it a little bit hard to give this a 5-star. I don't know the characters as well as some of the other people who have read the actual first book in this duology would, and who read the first book that you're supposed to read before the sequel. So really to me, it's like having to figure out when you're put into the book in this situation of him going in and being like at her doorstep on December, like on Christmas. Who are you? Who are we talking to? So far I'm loving this and I'm hoping to finish it tonight. And then our next book, I can't decide whether I want to do Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, which is her newest release. It's about chess and I'm very excited for it. I think I'm going to read this one because I did read the first chapter of this book. I'm very intrigued to see how it goes. And then our third book is Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Bouldry. I got the Special Indigo exclusive cover. I'm so excited. The inside is actually signed by him, so I'm freaking out and fangirling because I loved Legends and Lattes a lot. Like, the more I think about that book, the more I realize how much I loved it and how much I just enjoyed my experience because it was so cozy and it's perfect for the fall November weather. So I'm very excited because it's like going from fall into winter, so I get to be all cozy in my sweaters and with my jeans. And even though I'm a summer girly, I'm trying to be very positive about the upcoming, winter season and just trying to enjoy everything. Obviously, I'm a Christmas girl when it comes to every single holiday, and I've been recently really loving Halloween too, so I'm trying to just get into the season, be like, okay, it's witch season, and then it's elf season, it's Santa season, it's Home Alone season. Oh my God, I cannot wait for all the Christmas movies, and I'm just so excited for everything to just, fit checks. Little winter fit checks. I probably need to get thermals so I can do these outfits, but the book is going really well so far, so I'm very excited to continue reading it, and I'm definitely gonna read it when we get back because I do have riding, I have horseback riding to go to, but when I get back, open the book, read the book, slay the book. So let's continue reading.
Suddenly, the world I used to know, I see it differently. You woke me from a dream, now here's reality. Baby, you are really hurting me.
Dote, Poppy, which is almost gone.
'Cause every time you tell me I look good and that I'm doing fine, but nothing ever changes. And now I see, baby, you are hurting me. Stuck in repeat. Stop lying. I know you playing your part, but baby, it's breaking my heart. How could I know? If you don't need me, just let me know when I go. Truthfully, the game that you've been playing felt so real to me. I once believed that you could be my destiny.
I'm sorry. I'm reading this book and I put it down earlier, right? I put it down because I'm like, oh, it's okay. There's only 12 pages left. I am almost done. It's gonna be the happy closing scenes. Vari, don't make me come for you. I'm invested in this story. I'm invested in this story. Don't make me come for you. I literally.
Baby, you are really hurting me. Who is she? How can you reject me so damn easily? Who are you and what are we? Baby, you are really hurting me.
Okay, I finished the book. Officially, immediately, I want to give this book a 3.25. So it's just over 3 stars. I really love this book, but there were some scenes that I found not myself like, not hard to read, but I found it hard to pay attention to because I didn't know the circumstances and the things that they were talking about because they were in the first book. So it's like my brain didn't understand what was going on. So it was like, why are we reading this? But the ending, like the last, maybe for like, I want to say 150 pages, but it was probably like 120-ish pages. There was so much drama going on. I was eating it up. I loved it. And the last 25 pages, like you saw my reactions, but I'm so happy right now. She left me on such a good note that I'm smiling from ear to ear because I love their relationship. I love the fact that Elliot is an actor. I love that Edie's just like a regular girl doing her 9-to-5 job, but he fell in love with her and it makes me so happy. So I have to give this a 3.25, but honestly, if I had read the first book, for the life of me, I literally can't remember. I think it's Who's That Girl? Who's That Girl? If I had read it, I would give this a solid like 4.5 stars because I really liked it. Obviously, it's not a 5-star read for me, but I feel the energy coming out of her books that her other ones that are like standalones, I feel like I'm gonna really love them, especially the other ones like Between Us, I think it is, with the actor. That feels like it might be a 5-star for me. Like this book, loved it a lot, and I recommend this to every single person who loves a good romance. And now we're on to our next book, which I am excited for, but a little bit apprehensive for because this author, I've audiobooked one of her books. I wasn't a huge fan of it, and she has a very different writing style, so I feel like you guys have the next 3 seconds to guess what it is. I don't remember if I told you guys, but literally all I want to do is read Jennifer Lynn Barnes' All In, the 3rd book in the Natural series, and then I started The Husbands. I'm so tempted to pause this video and just do a video where I read those 2 books. I don't think I will, but I think I might do that video after this. We'll see. We'll see. So, I don't know if you guys guessed or not, but we will be reading Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, which is her latest release. And in this book, we are following Ivan and Peter. Peter is a lawyer in this story, and Ivan is a professional chess player, which I think is just so cool because I'm obviously obsessed with chess, and I love chess ever since I watched The Queen's Gambit. I feel like it's an iconic and must-have just phase in a girl's life after you watch that show. I'm obsessed with this book. I mean, not the inside yet because I have not read anything inside, but this is so cool. My chess girl heart loves it. It's just the normal kind of, book underneath the dust cover, but I don't know why I'm obsessed with it, but I'm loving it. I have the blue cover, which I don't know if it's the exclusive cover or not, but I've seen so many people with the orange cover, and I think this is the regular one, and that one is the exclusive one, but I could be wrong. I'm not quite sure, but I prefer this cover just because I'm a blue girly, so I do like this cover a little bit more. So I'm very excited. I'm a little bit not terrified. I know the mood in the book isn't going to be as happy-go-lucky as I'm used to, especially coming off a romance where it's mainly a little bit of drama, but it was mainly pretty happy. I mean, she did have some sad stuff in it and some dramatic things going on, but overall it wasn't that deep. Well, yes, it was. But because there was so much romance and there was so much funny things put in, she had such a good balance that you didn't realize how heavy the stuff was and how much I don't know, deep things are going on. So I'm interested to see how it goes because Sally Rooney does write very differently from the authors I'm used to personally because she doesn't use quotations, so I don't know how that's gonna go. I know sometimes if I get bored in a book, I don't realize I'm doing it until it's happened, where I'm I only read the dialogue and that's where I look for the quotations and you just kind of skim over the stuff in between. So it doesn't look like that's gonna be possible in this book because there's no quotations, so we will see how it goes. My predicted rating is probably a 3-star. I'm putting my expectations very low because I think if I set my expectations low, then I can't be disappointed. Cross fingers, wish me luck. Let's get reading.
La belle époque, oh oh. La belle époque, oh oh. La belle époque, la belle époque.
Interesting. Interesting is all I have to say right now. The dynamic between the two characters we've just like been introduced to is very, very interesting. Demure and mindful. Okay, Pookies. It's been not a little bit actually. It's been like a day and a half, but I have made a good I've made a good chunk of progress because we are over 50% right now. I'm on page 234. I've got a few things to say. One, my dog or my cat ate the corner of my book. So it's kind of like, it looks better on camera, but in person, I'm like, girl, because luckily the desk cover will fix that, except for the pages, but it is what it is. For me though, right now, I'm enjoying Ivan's point of view, who is the chess player and has a relationship with this girl named Margaret. She is a good bit older than him. She's 38 when he's 22. So for me, I first was like, wait, what? But then I was like, okay, I kind of expected this, but she was calling herself an old woman. So I was expecting this lady to be like an old woman. Like the way she's like 38 and 40, like almost 40 is not old. Like 50 is not old. So I was expecting like, I don't know, because she kept referring to herself as the little old lady. So I was picturing like the stereotypical little old lady. That's what I was picturing. Little old lady. She keeps calling herself an old lady, and I'm like, what do you mean? And then she says she's 38. I'm like, you're not old. Like, I get it's a weird age gap for 22 and 38. Like, that's quite a big age gap, and like, they're in different stages in their life. But when she's referring to herself as a little old lady, I expect her to be a little old lady. Not a healthy, young 38-year-old. So overall, I know I'm hating on that. I know I'm hating on that right now. Overall, I'm really enjoying Ivan's point of view and like his story, but I'm not loving Peter's. And I've got to the point of the book where it's like, I understand why this is about chess and kind of what like the main heart of the book is. So if you don't want to be spoiled right now, I'm gonna put a time slot down below so that you guys can skip to where I like say what the main message is. It's not spoiling the book, but I'm gonna say it now, so I'm gonna give you guys a couple of seconds. It's okay, I'll wait. Oh wait, don't worry. Just let me take a sip. You guys skipped yet? How's your day going? That's nice. Mine too. I feel you. Okay, hopefully the people who don't want to hear this right now, hopefully you guys have skipped. If you can't skip, mute me, like, cover your ears, la la la. But basically, I'm gonna say this in words that don't, like, I don't know if they'll make as good sense as they do on the piece of paper, or if she's written, but the whole thing that we're talking about, Ivan and Margaret were having this discussion about God, and, like, the way they view the world and stuff, and he's saying how he loves chess because it shows pattern and gives the world, like, there must be, not meaning, but there must be some certain way that they see pattern. Like, there's a really good quote, and I don't know if I can find it because I don't exactly remember where it was, so I want to see if I can find it because I've almost got it, but she writes there's so many words that it's kind of hard to find it. Okay, I found the quote. Through the darkness, the headlights throw out a long beam of silver light, illuminating the road surface as it disappears beneath them. You believe there is something, she asks. I try to, yeah, Ivan answers. Some kind of order in the universe, at least. I do feel that sometimes. Listening to certain music or looking at art, even playing chess, although that might sound weird. It's like the order is so deep and it's so beautiful. I feel that there must be something underneath it all. And at other times, I think it's just chaos, and there's nothing. Maybe the whole idea of order just comes from this evolutionary advantage, whatever it is. We must recognize pattern when there are no patterns. I don't know. I'm not explaining myself very well, but when I experience that sense of beauty, it does make me believe in God. There's a meaning behind everything. So I find that really beautiful because he's basically telling you the exact reason why she picked this chess player, why everything kind of revolves around these patterns and what's going on. Peter has a pattern within himself and like this pattern in his life that he goes through these same things. He is a lawyer. He has these things going on, and it's like you see the pattern. Chess, obviously, he just put it into words that he sees patterns in chess, and it's this, sometimes you see pattern and sometimes you see experiencing chaos, where in this book he's saying sometimes he sees God and he sees the world with a God, and sometimes he just sees this ultimate chaos and there's no God. So it's kind of his fight and inner kind of, not struggle, but I think his kind of inner battle of like whether he believes in a God, whether there's something more in the universe, struggling with grief with his father, struggling with a battle of like him having this kind of not no relationship, but this very just not unhealthy, I'm trying to figure out like a really good word to describe it, but not this fantastic relationship with his mother and with his siblings. And the only thing that he really has like this firm place and belief that he has a good relationship with is his dog. And he kind of had this okay relationship with his father, but now his father is gone. So it's like he's fighting all of this stuff to do with, there's a lot of symbolism in this book is what I'm getting at. He's fighting with this belief and maybe disbelief in God, and he's kind of just, he's fighting with that. He's wrestling with that, and she's putting it into like this order versus chaos kind of theory with the chess. So am I explaining it really perfectly? I don't know, but as Ivan says, I don't know if I'm wording it very well. Maybe I'm not making sense, but right now, I don't know if I'm being awkward or not, but hopefully that was okay. And then Margaret goes, yeah, it's totally makes sense. So hopefully you're saying, yeah, it totally makes sense. Okay, I'm done rambling. You guys can come back if you're wanting to listen. If you did listen, thanks for listening to my little TED Talk. Very nice of you. So I'm trying to love this book, but I think I'm just gonna skim read over to the 300 pages and then finish it up today because I'm not loving it. It's really hard to read a Sally Rooney book as a person who absolutely loves dialogue, and the quotation parts are like, without quotations in this book, it's really hard to understand what's going on and just read the like dialogue. When my brain wants to just not focus, I don't know what it is, but I have a hard time realizing when they're talking and when they're not talking, and I just have to focus, and sometimes I'm like, wait, were they saying that? Or was that their inner dialogue? Was the narrator like kind of describing what's going on? And I'm like, now I have to reread it, and I'm just not that into it. I'm not that into it, and I fear I'm putting myself in a slump. So I have a little surprise for you guys after this. I don't know what to say. It's not gonna be Bookshops and Bone Dust. I don't even know if it's a new release or not. I think it is a new release though, so I'm excited, but it's not gonna be Bookshops and Bone Dust because even though I do want to read it, I'm not in a fantasy mood right now, so we're gonna switch it up and make it a romance so that I do not put myself into a slump. That is the goal. So we're gonna finish this today no matter what. I will stay up till 4 a.m. if I have to, but the book will be done today so that I can chuck it aside and read something different. Okay guys, I finished reviewing and doing my entire October reads, like what I read in October. So I'm very excited to start this book, so let's get cozy and get reading.
I know sometimes life can be tough.
Do you guys want to know a good sign? I'm already giggling. And I'm only 7 pages in. And I'm giggling. I love Liv, and I love Ron, and I love his son. I love them all.
Never met someone like you, felt something like your touch. I wish we would have met tonight. Sure, I've had lovers in my past, won't lie, I've had a blast, but none of them had your humor. They can't compare, no one could ever do, nobody's close to you, yeah.
He keeps calling her mate. Why does that anger me? Hello, Pookie. So I have finished the book. I have to grab, it's right next to me, but I have a dote with me right now. I have a drink of the day, which is my Poppy. It was too late to get a matcha. I was very sad that I couldn't make a matcha, but that's okay. It's okay. Another day, another matcha. I'll have another matcha tomorrow. I do have tragic news at the very last minute. It's gonna be fine once I put it into my bookshelf. Luckily, it's not one of those complete crease foldovers where it's like, you know, it gets completely damaged. This one's just like, also had my drink on it trying to smooth it down, but it just won't budge, so now it's just gonna lift up. I'm so sad because I didn't get to update you guys that much. I was busy, so I ended up reading this book mainly at night, mainly during like the dead of night when you guys don't want to see me in the dead of night because I look kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. I really loved Aaron's character because in this book we are following Liv and Aaron, and I like from the back of the book I got this wrong assumption that they were wedding planners and they were planning like a wedding together and she had a crush on him, but no. So basically in this book, since it's supposed to be like the third book, and I think it's the third book, maybe the second book, I don't think she has a series name, but it's kind of in the same universe, so all the best friends are connected. Maya and Sam were in the Christmas book, and there's like a little sneak preview at the very end of the book where you can like, if you missed their story, read this little first chapter, and I think I will get the book because I really like this one, which obviously is gonna reflect in my rating, but I was giggling. I was not expecting it. So Maya and Sam are going to get married. They're engaged. So since Maya and Sam are engaged and are going to get married, they ask their best friends if they can help plan their wedding because they want to get married really soon at this special castle. So of course all their best friends were like, yes, of course, let's help out, like we'd love to. So Aaron and Liv end up working together. They're already best friends and she's been helping him with his kid, and I really love his kid, Jace. It's like, it's a really cute single father kind of a thing. The mother is still in the picture, so that's a very interesting dynamic. But I love the flow of the story. I loved how you got like these different relationships outside of them, and you really got to figure Liv out because she has this deep-rooted problem, and you get to figure that out with her. And just all of the drama and all the stuff going on was so much fun. But mainly, it was just the romance. The romance was making me giggle. I loved their banter. Their banter was just so good. But for this book, I am going to give it a solid 3.75, 3.8, but since Fable only goes up like the 0.25s, I'm gonna give this a 3.75. I think you guys should read it if you love romance like me. If you want a cutie little novel with a cutie little cover, go ahead and read it. This was such a good, fun new release. I had no idea it came out. I was so excited, especially since it came out this month. I'm sorry. New releases slap. I love going into them without knowing if anybody else loves them. Some new releases have a lot of hype when they come out, like Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. But for this one, I had no idea this baby was real. Now that we have finished this book, I hope you guys have had a fantastic time. I know I did. This actually was such a fun video. And of course, there was one flop. Intermezzo was a little bit of a flop, but I liked getting to read Vari McFarlane's book for the first time. And I will be going to the bookstore to go and buy some of her books. And I found a new author that I really like, so I'm gonna try and look for Zoe Allison's books when I go to the bookstore next time. Maybe see if I can get Maya and Sam's romance. You're gonna have to excuse me because I need to go because I want to go and watch some more Kylo Ren edits. The husband obsession is back. I'm gonna go start a new video, but I'm also gonna watch some Kylo Ren things. So thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Make sure you go and check out my Fable so you can join the Ice Book Club. Make sure you go and check out my Fable so you can join the Ice Book Club so that you guys can be a part of the podcast. I love you so much. Keep slaying, and bye-bye.